You've been trying to change your life for how long now? 6 months? 2 years? Maybe even longer. And despite all your efforts, all the strategies you've tried, you still feel stuck in the same patterns, facing the same struggles, wondering why nothing ever seems to stick. Here's what nobody tells you about lasting change. And once you understand this, everything will finally make sense. Everyone wants to change their life. We all want better health, more peace, stronger relationships, more success, deeper confidence. We make vision boards, we read books, we set goals, we chase motivation. And yet, despite all that effort, so many people still feel stuck, still feel like they're running in circles, still wondering why nothing's shifting. And it's not because they're not trying, it's because they're starting in the wrong place. We try to change our lives by changing what we do, but we never stop to change who we are. We try to fix everything outside without first fixing what's inside. The most effective change you will ever make in your life doesn't come from adding more. It comes from going back to the roots, to the source, to the exact place where things started going off course. And here's the truth. You already know where that place is. You've known it for a long time. It's the weakness you keep avoiding, the habit you keep justifying, the fear you keep disguising as just who I am. But it's not just who you are, it's who you've become as a result of ignoring what needs your attention the most. You don't need more surface-level improvement. You need more self-honesty. You need the courage to sit with yourself, not just your strengths, not just the parts you're proud of, but the messier parts, the hidden parts, the ones you're afraid people might see. That's where the real change begins. Because here's the secret. Every weakness is a doorway. It's not a dead end. It's not proof you're broken. It's a signal, a glowing, flashing sign pointing you toward your next transformation. If you're always procrastinating, the problem isn't time, it's resistance. If you struggle with confidence, the problem isn't your appearance or your resume. It's the story you've been telling yourself. If your relationships keep failing, maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe it's the way you've been taught to love, or the way you've learned to tolerate what's not love at all. The weakness you carry is not a curse. It's a compass. It points you toward the work you're meant to do. And if you're brave enough to face it, to stop decorating your life with distractions and start digging into the truth, you'll realize something powerful. Fixing the root changes everything else. When a tree is sick, we don't paint the leaves. We treat the soil. We go beneath the surface because that's where growth begins. So if something in your life feels off, if you keep repeating the same patterns, if you keep hitting the same wall, don't run faster, don't do more, go deeper. Ask yourself, what part of me have I been avoiding? What weakness have I labeled permanent, when in reality it's just unexamined? What part of me is quietly asking to be rebuilt instead of ignored? Because every breakthrough begins with honesty. Not just the honesty to say what you want, but the honesty to admit what's standing in the way. And more often than not, that thing is you. But that's not bad news. That's the best news. Because if you are the root of the problem, then you are also the root of the solution. You don't have to change the whole world. You just have to change the part of yourself that's been quietly sabotaging your growth. You have to stop outsourcing responsibility for your life and start taking ownership of your healing, your habits, your mindset, your emotional responses. It's not always easy. Sometimes it will hurt. It will require humility. It will require you to unlearn old patterns, to face memories you buried, to sit in silence when all you want is noise to drown it out. But that discomfort, that's where freedom is born. That's where strength is built. That's where your future starts to take shape. Real growth doesn't always feel like growth. Sometimes it feels like breaking, like falling apart. But what's really happening is reconstruction. So if you want to change your life, don't start with a plan. Don't start with a list. Start with the part of you that's been crying for your attention. The weakness you've convinced yourself isn't worth your time. Because that's where the magic happens. Strength doesn't come from hiding your weakness. It comes from healing it, from facing it, shaping it, and rising through it. The version of you you've been dreaming about isn't found in someone else's strategy. It's found in your own courage. The courage to look inward. The courage to stop blaming the outside world. The courage to say, I'm done pretending this isn't affecting me. That moment of honesty, that's the moment your life begins to change. Not slowly, not someday, but now. Because once you heal the source, everything else begins to align. You'll move differently, think differently, speak to yourself differently, and the world will respond to that shift in ways you never imagined. So today, don't just look for something to fix, look for the why behind what's broken. Start there. Start small, start honestly, start inward. And you won't have to keep chasing change, because change will begin chasing you.